Maybe. We got it. Amazing. Good morning. Welcome, welcome to this morning's meditation. Nice deep breath in. The field, the energetic, is got some really, really, really fun stuff happening. Some incredible, we'll just say Mercury is up to some big dynamics, some yads. And aspects that are pretty intense and complicated for my non-astrological brain to compute. Um, and so, what we're going to do is drop straight into the field. It is worth speaking to that Mercury is the mind, right? And so, if our human mind is trying to keep pace and track with what the cosmic mind is up to, it's going to get a little overwhelming. It's going to be a lot overwhelming. It's going to make us feel really anxious because this can't keep up with our gut, right? And pat in the belly. The two can't keep up. The gut going 10 trillion bits of information per millisecond, this going 4 bits per second if we're lucky. So no correlation other than what we're going to do right now. You're breathing, your breath, you're being in nature, using nature to stabilize us. Major other aspects occurring at the same time as we're doing this. And what it feels like to me, if we were to look at the bigger collective field, is a system operating system download in a big way, right? Like it's looking like we're in the process of some big OS downloads, old structures being pushed out, new structures being brought on board at a very big collective level. And so when that happens, when Mercury's playing around, it's not retrograde, which we're used to, like the phones and technology, and people say don't sign the contracts. Well, the effect of it now is like busy, 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 lots of high communication, lots of too many data points, too many balls in the air, things going blitzing out because it's just a lot happening simultaneously. And the result is what happens when we're too high in the mind. We get anxious. We don't feel grounded. We don't feel centered. So, of course, yes, we're going to go there. But in this particular circumstance, what I'm saying to us is like this is a yacht, right? Mercury's got some trines going on. It's got some other aspects that it's coming into sync with, meaning there's a big energetic coming online that's trying to come in. So let's go grab that, bring it into our system, and like help stabilize it in our own system, because that's going to be and feel amazing. Means deep, deep breaths to synchronize with the bigger field because you are here doing the work in the real time. Another big element, there are multiple, multiple. It's not just Mercury that's doing the dance right now. Mars, Saturn's up to some stuff. Like there's multiple things. Black Moon Lilith is really active. Chiron is super active. This is healer energetic, which means the wounds are going to be feeling like they're festering, especially if you haven't been paying attention to them. And that's always can be a good thing if you're willing to like pause, because that wound spot can be where you can drop the new energetic in. Um, so the date that pops into mind, and this will be where we drop into, is back in March of 2023. So this is going to be our landing point. This is going to be where we double click into for today's meditation. So go ahead, let's start with our light link, bringing middle finger to thumb. So you can always activate that when it's not appropriate to close those eyes and send that consciousness up to the sun. Oh, and just feel that buzz, that staticky energy going super fast as you send your consciousness to the golden light of the sun. And really notice how it actually isn't all that staticky. It's just a super highway of new energy, a lot of super charged energy that's looking for new places to go, new channels to be channeled through. And so as you swim your way through it like a new current, a fast current, think of the springtime floods and what happens when the water is pouring down the mountain, right? Comes in. So swimming, connecting, sending your consciousness up to that light. But before you get there, you kind of got to get through all the currents and feel that light connecting to your mind once you achieve and arrive at the sun, almost like a light line, lifeline and a light line. I guess it's both, right? Anchoring, tethering the in between. And how interesting that today we feel like the anchor to the sun. We're going to invert that in a moment. We're going to reverse that. Just let that charge of energy. Notice the yawn. Wow, my body just dropped some of that energetic in. That's great. Settling into your body. As you settle in, that must mean everybody else here is starting to settle in. Good stuff. We want to come out of the mind, let it come out of that big charge in the field that it's been receiving. All right, and start to drop it in. Start to bring that sun now down and through that highly charged energetic field. It's like almost as though we're dropped, we're not actually beneath the surface, we're not in the subconscious. It's just there's such a big current of energy up there in the ethers, if you will, that it looks like we are. So start to bring the sun down and through that field. It may look like we're underwater, but we're not. Let the sun come through that layer. Let it work its way in until you feel its warmth. It's almost like there's a film or a haze that's in interference, but that also isn't true. Kind of like the eye of a storm. Just let your, as you feel yourself anchor into your own blueprint, let your feet anchoring on the earth be what lands you, right? And the more you tune into your feet and your roots, it's like that noise up above just clears and the sun just goes, boom, right? And notice how the energetic in all of that swirl and that confusion up above starts to stabilize and swirl around you, just like if the river is flowing downstream and it hits a rock, what starts to form around the rock? An eddy, right? Like it starts to pool, the water gets redirected, feeling that energetic starting to organize itself up around the mind, all because you did one simple thing. You felt your feet in the earth and feeling your, now I want you to feel your tailbone like really locking in to the earth. Feel these pillars of strength, your feet, imagining your feet wiggling the roots in the earth, your tailbone wiggling like a huge, massive trunk. And the more you feel that pillar of energy stabilizing, go ahead and let it bend a little bit like a tree blowing in the wind. Let it bend and sway just a little bit. And then when you're ready, let's go ahead and take 3 nice deep breaths. And with each breath, draw the energy of the earth up through the roots. So feel a nice, like pumping a well, a nice luminescent field coming up and exhaling out and coming up and exhaling out and coming up and exhaling out. There we go. And now shifting back to that just swirling of the energetic all around. the top of your head, and feel it just organizing and now dropping from around the head to maybe around the shoulders, right? Feel it settling in almost like a cloak, right? Notice how it also is dropping down and into the field. It's not just high frenetic energy, but you actually are organizing the ions and the protons and the charge. You're grounding it. Pretty impressive, everyone. This is a big field to be grounding, and yet look at you go, stabilizing it. And in order to stabilize it, note that you are magnetizing what's relevant out of this big, massive collective field. You're magnetizing what's relevant for you. Now, coming back to the other point, thinking back to March 2023, and there was a shift in that window. You all did it. You may not recall, but I'm going to set the intention that the recall comes. And it may not have been exact on that window, but sometime in that spring window of 2023, you shifted something, most likely around work, around relationship, something related to how you were connecting to your external environment, like a boundary that you set, like I'm done with it like this, it's going to look like this. And you maybe didn't know how it was going to look, but you drew a line in the sand and said, it can't be this anymore. There was something in your life where you drew a line, and it may have been like the faintest, just you felt the need for some kind of a shift, very potentially at a very subconscious level. You may even have to go back through your journals and look. Maybe someone showed up at that point in your life and they became a catalyst for that shift, for that change. Go ahead and take a nice deep breath in and feel that current, because that is what is the timeline, if you will, like that current. If we're dealing with a river, is coming very much online now. It's healing properties, it's healing energies are onboarding. And whenever healing is present, then there's growth. And if we haven't fully addressed all of it, then there's pain points, right? There's additional potentially, festering that could be under the surface that's there for us to just reach in and find that additional thing that's buried in the wound and extract it very simply. Maybe it's because you can get deeper into the wound, right? Like another splinter that's down in there that you can pop out very easily, whereas before it was too deep. You couldn't get to it. The tissue wasn't soft enough. I love all these analogies. Get you thinking about, but this is how the field works, right? Nice deep breath in, because you are getting so clear on your signal for where you are going. Mercury is a signal enhancer, signal clarifier, communication. Mercury is running the mind. I started us off with saying there's new operating system here, but that operating system can't run with the old signal, with the old program in place. A nice deep breaths in. Notice we've been speaking to the body. We've been speaking to old wounds, two different layers, one emotional, one energetic, one physical. All right. Now, I want to have you start to feel some of this new energy swirling, not just like a cloak around you, but let it start to come in. Start to feel it like a belt, right? Like a gravitational belt, almost like for a moment, it's going to feel like a weight vest. like as though you like cinched a weight vest around your core because it's swirling, like we've condensed it so tightly that it's now focused and focalized around your rib cage, right around the lower part of the rib cage. And this is where I want you to breathe nice and deep, because as you breathe, what you're going to notice is that within you, coming out of the rib cage, just below the rib cage, in that third chakra, the hara, is part of your toric field, right? You are expressing signal for the future vision. And whatever you felt coming out of that Mercury frenetic craze that was up in the mind is actually matching what's coming out of your own signal in the spaces that you are holding some azure flame, future vision flame within your own body, your own energetic. And as though you have like this donut ring, if you will, coming out of your core, that ring around you also is matching. So we have like a toric field coming out of the rib cage, and then we have a nice ring matching that, encircling you. And just allow yourself to feel these two rings, one spinning counterclockwise and one spinning clockwise, and let them synchronize with each other until the one inside of you becomes and expands to becoming so big that it matches the one externally. And so the only visual I want for you here is the expansion and contraction of your chest and just nice, pure blue light. Breathing that in and out and a settling through the spine, in and out. And that pure blue light with the breath as the two fields, the outer and the inner field, begin to cohere, as the mind begins to settle and the mind begins to match the inner mind and the outer mind, the cosmic mind and the human mind begin to match. And it's almost like you're going to hear or feel a click, click, click in the field as the two become one. And you will know exactly, you will know exactly, because you will start to feel a purple, violet flame light and a calmness melt down your spine. Calmness radiate down your spine like liquid gold and liquid silver pouring through out of the center of your body as the gold pours in through the sun. And as your entire body just begins to relax. For that's all today's goal is we just relax and allow ourselves to receive the nourishment and the resources and the support that is here for us in this exact moment in time. It's so easy to get caught up in the matrix. The matrix is actually what kicked up speed, because the matrix responds to the astrological impact and influences. And as the matrix kicks up and the astrology kicks up, it can be really easy to get caught up in the whirl. especially for those of us who are running really fast timelines, because our projects run really fast. You coming in today is nourishing your light, your soul. These next days and weeks are critical to nourishing the body. That black moon, Lilith, and Chiron piece, making room for the wound, or to receive just attention, which is what we're doing now. To breathe, to recognize that the frenetic energy, the fast pace, it's here for you because this is where we're going. Strap your sneakers on. We've got a lot of sprints coming and we are going to be ready for them. We're going to feel resourced in them. But it is equally as important to recognize and to stop and to allow ourselves to receive the blessings of light in the process, to run on the high-paced, fast fuel of light. You have to stop and release the fuel into your system. And that looks like sleep. That looks like turning the engine off so the fuel and the light can come back into your system. And that can look like going and sitting outside in the sun for 20 minutes or laying out planted in the grass or just curling up in your bed, buried under a blanket and letting your mind drift deep, deep, deep within, out of consciousness. This Chiron Lilith aspect is a lot, but you're ready for it. You know how to do this. It is the big fuel that's going to stimulate these last pieces. You've trained for this. And so, what I would say to you is the most critical element in all of this is to call in and summon your power to bless, your power of faith, to be the conduit in the channel, to not need to control every detail, all of the data points and the minutia of everything that you can see and sense and feel. Mercury is so high mind and it's all right there, and trust that you will capture all of it. You will get this messaging down. If you do it without spirit and you try to control it and you don't allow yourself to hold the channel open and your mind to do this from the space of the cosmic mind, you'll have missed. You'll have missed that 1 degree mark. And the only way the cosmic mind comes through is in this pause and allowing our hearts to be open and allowing our bodies to be settled in the density, because the cosmic mind must come through the density and be anchored here, holding this portal open. So give yourself a pat on the back. I'm so proud of all of us. Spiritual pride. We've got this. Let yourself feel full in this well of light and joy. Let yourself feel the pride of spirit in all of us. Give yourself a hug. Receive this light and this love. It's not easy. And this is a big field. This is a big field to hold in the body. This is the high mind of spirit, and it's a big one. So just breathe and hold it with your body. You know how to do this. Nice deep breath in, nice big exhale out. Licking your lips, relaxing your jaw, rolling your neck. Give it a little figure eight action. Roll the shoulders, squeeze the core, wiggle the toes, roll the ankles. Love you all. Namaste. So much love.